I was introduced to entrepreneurship when I was at Northeastern University, and at that time, back in the late 70s, there were engineers driving taxi cabs. There were just no jobs available. So I started my own business, and that was a jewelry importing and wholesale business, and I traveled selling jewelry. And what happened was I decided to get out of that business and get something a little more conceptual, something that, less merchandise, and a little more either selling business to business or something. So I listed my business with a broker, and we sold it, and I got interested in the broker end. And I worked for a franchise called VR Business Broker that was out of Needham at the time. And so I worked as a broker in Chestnut Hill, and I was introduced to franchising, and I said, boy, this makes a lot of sense. Because one of the things that I found frustrating about brokerage is you get to learn a business inside and out, every aspect of that business, and then when you sell it, it's almost anticlimactic. It's like you get your commission, but the business is gone.
Right.
What appealed to me about franchising was the fact that you could develop a business model, and then keep selling it. In other words, you could keep encouraging people to participate in that business model.
Now, I don't want to drop names, so I won't, but I'll ask you. VR Business Brokers, wasn't there somebody else involved with that too?
Yeah, George Nadiff.
I knew it was George.
Another serial entrepreneur.
Oh, really, when I say king of serial entrepreneurs, it really does start and end with George Nadiff.
Yeah,
a very good friend of mine and my family's.
Oh, very good, very good. He's involved with the U-Food concept.
I'm involved with U-Food Grill myself, and Charlie Kokotis and those guys. They've been on the show many times. So,
George is always a pleasure because he's a great storyteller, and he's got some great stories.
He's got the best. And he's writing his autobiography, I think, right now.
Oh, really? Good for him. Yeah. As far as New England Franchise Association, I was the executive director of that, and we had George come speak, and it was always a very well attended event.
I did a speech with George at a university a couple of years ago, and George looked at me and he said, "So who's speaking today?" And I said to him, "You and I, George." He said, "Then you better go first, because after I talk, they're not going to want to listen to you." So I said to him, "Okay, George, then you go first, and I'll take the challenge."
That's good. That's typical George. He certainly, when he walks into a room, he takes the center